Hey everyone, welcome back to World Radio. I'm your host Sinkas, and today I'm joined here by a very, very, very special guest and a good friend of mine, Skeenee.
Hey
Skeenee's a
man.
Skeenee's originally a tattoo artist from Belgium. In the digital world, he's an OG crypto artist, and in both worlds, he's known for his amazing skull drawings. Skeenee, welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot, man. Glad to be here.
Awesome, excited to have you. So I'm pretty confident that pretty much anyone hearing already knows who you are. But for those that don't, do you want to go over your background, your upbringing, and cover that?
All right, so I'm a tattoo artist from Belgium, like you said, and I think it was in 2019. I've been recruited by Maker's Place to be part of the first batch of artists that recruited on the platform. And yeah, I fell in love with crypto art since then, and been developing a lot of stuff, mainly my skull work, but also things in crypto voxels.
Mhm.
And yeah, I just like to experiment. So I'm playing a bit with everything, social
Awesome,
currency included.
awesome. And was art and tattoo something you kind of like wanted to do early on, like when you were a kid? One, or was something that just kind of happened as you went along?
No, man, I've always drawn. That's something that I've always did since I'm a kid. Just an obsession, really.
Mhm.
And yeah, I actually got into so many troubles growing up because of that. Because at school, obviously, I mean, I was in school in the what 80s, so things were quite traditional at the time. And drawing was very frowned upon. So I got countless amount of detention because of that. But yeah, that's just part
Mhm.
of who I am. So like I went to university, studied some random shit that I didn't care about, but like the drawing always stayed. And yeah, I just learned on the side basically. And now I made it my main occupation basically.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And from anyone that has taken even a tiny glimpse of your work, they can quickly realize you have this thing for skulls in particular, and that's also how you name your social money, which we'll get into in a bit later. Um,
Yeah.
where did that start? Did you just have an obsession with anatomy, or how did that the whole thing started?
It's I guess it's a mix of a mixture of things. Like it's I love anatomy. So in order to draw the human form well, you need to know like how the body works really. And the first layer, find a more the core layer of the body really is the bones and the muscles, then all you add layers over it. So that's part of it. So I was starting to study skulls a few years ago, but I've always liked them. That's something I don't know. I've always liked to draw, and I guess yeah, I still study anatomy and I'm still developing that thing. But the skull became yeah something on its own. Plus, people like them, so of course I started drawing more because the style was liked, which is always a good motivation. And yeah, just it's a mix of that basically.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely kind of like your signature thing.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and you also have like the skeleton in the background there in your studio, so that's
There
very
you go. Yeah, Jack, like my daughter calls him.
so at the two artists originally, and you turned crypto artist after Maker's Place. You mentioned or no was with known origin.
No, it was Maker's Place.
Maker's
Yeah,
Place,
that
right? So yeah,
yeah.
'cause you're also known origin. You're so many platforms. I
Yeah, I'm on the like all the OG platform now. I'm on them,
Mhm.
and the new one, I don't know, man. I'm not too. I'm not too. I just prefer staying with the people that were there when crypto art wasn't popular, basically.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. And was it Maker's Place that got you kind of like you mentioned that recruited you? Did they were they once kind of like responsible for you getting more involved with crypto in general, or were you already into crypto, looking at NFTs and crypto art, and they just reached out after you've already been involved on your own?
But I didn't know about NFTs and crypto art at all until they they recruited me. And I did. I love it. Like I think I was the easiest person to convince. After two sentences, I was like, okay, dude, I fucking love this. I mean, like Rioma was trying, like I had a whole speech prepared, I think, but I don't know, having played video games and being into art, I could see I was into online game a lot growing up. And to me, that was just, yeah, it's so logical when you know how markets have developed for virtual items and things like that. It just makes so much sense to me. It like, after like knowing about it for like 10 seconds, I was like, shit, this is the future. I want it. But crypto, I've been into crypto for quite a while. Like I've learned about Bitcoin, I think, dude, like maybe like 10, 12 years ago, something like that. Like I read the white paper when Bitcoin wasn't popular at all. And I remember at the time I started setting up a mining rig and shit like that. But yeah, all right, just to put things into perspective, I had just finished my university studies, and for the first time, well, I went to Canada to study animation after that, and it was the first time I could actually pursue my artistic, well, an artistic path. So I decided, yeah, dude, fuck it, just don't start mining a Bitcoin now. You got other things to do, and concentrate on learning animation. And yeah, so I probably would be a billionaire if I if I had done that, but no, I'd be broke for sure. I'm the kind of guy who would have bought a pizza for $500 million. So yeah, it's a
Yeah,
good thing I didn't
I
do
think
it.
there are so many stories out there of people getting in touch with Bitcoin early on and then just not getting involved and just missing
Yeah.
out on fortunes of a lifetime. But such is life.
Well, that's life, man. I mean, anyway, I can't complain. I'm in a good position now, so
Mhm.
yeah, I guess it was the path I had to take.
Awesome.
But yeah.
And so the first time I kind of like met you, of course, kind of like through the computer, was back
Mhm.
in Cent when I was writing, and the whole place was a bit more active than it is now, and it was more tight
Yeah.
community. And so, how did you kind of like find that platform? Because I remember back in the day was a lot about artists. I mean, so many artists in the platform sharing their crypto art and their NFTs, and generally kind of like their involvement with the space. So, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I think, yeah, sure, man. I found it through MetaMask, actually. I think it was in the presets, the bookmarks of the MetaMask browser when you studied on your phone. And I don't know, when I discovered crypto art, I just started, digging. And through MetaMask, I found CryptoVoxel and Cent, like these
Mhm.
two platforms that I love. Yeah, and it's a pity that Cent didn't pick up the way we hoped it would have. But yeah, I still write from time to time there, but it's I feel like I'm writing for no one, so I just do it less and less.
Now, back in the day, it just kind of like felt more like a family. Now it feels more like a
Yeah,
business. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, it is what. So from a tight knit community on Sand, back to like a prolific OG artist. So some people would say you kind of like made it in the space. Do you have any advice for any aspiring artists? Things that they could look out for, or just mindsets that would help them go from where you were to where you are now?
yeah, sure advice. Well, the first thing is just like, yeah, ignoring the noise, man. There's so much noise in this space, and in general in art, like everybody just has this way to do things and like feel like they need to give advice and that people should do things their way, but don't. Just people should just do what they fucking like and not listen to people too much.
Mhm.
And just, yeah, just don't be too satisfied with yourself too fast. Just like keep on improving. I learn all the time. Like, I mean, I do have a skill that's pretty, not a style that's pretty set now. And I could just, let it go and continue milking this thing. But I feel that art really is it's not a goal, it's more of a journey. And it's essential to keep on learning and improving yourself. I feel like, I don't know, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but a lot of people are just very happy with what to do very fast, it seems. And I don't know, I don't quite get it. And then in order, I think crypto art gives us a huge opportunity to make a connection with people. And that's what allowed me to really create a, a base of collectors and art. Well, I don't know. I think it's very important to build bridges, like in life and in art. And crypto art really allowed me to connect with so many artists, to collab with them, to connect with collectors as well, like just to create relationship with them. Like a lot of my collectors became friends, really.
Mhm.
And it also, well, with the help of Skull, it helped me create a community around my art. I think, yeah, this is something that we didn't have the opportunity to do in the traditional art world, and that now is just, yeah, just at the click of a button, you can talk to anybody.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think I really believe in building bridges. It's something that yeah, that helps you on so many level in life and in art.
Mhm.
I don't know if that those are advice that you can.
Definitely agree. I mean, as a generalist myself, just making friends and building bridges, as you mentioned, connections and networking in the space, and just having an open mind. I think that's the most kind of like the best advice I could give as well. So
Yeah, I think it's essential. And don't be too judgmental of people. Yeah, like I feel like a lot of people are just very, I don't know, just like you said, man, just big connection and yeah, learn to accept differences. It's something
mhm.
that I
Yeah,
really that
yeah. I
people
mean,
don't know how to do anymore, really. But yeah,
yeah. I mean, you kind of like you are a person that's active in the space. You do get involved with different several projects, some of which we'll touch on a bit later.
we're
But
a bit
yeah,
of cheating.
no, I mean, yeah,
Sorry.
it's great to see kind of like being involved and just having an open mind and keep getting kind of like involved with different things, working on
Mhm.
different projects, and not just sticking to the one thing that works. So that's kind of like super nice to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So, well, I do want to go back to Send a little bit because I think that was the start of your journey when it comes to Skull, and I think
Yeah, completely.
it was kind of like the start with a lot of our creators on Roll. Send was kind of like a powerhouse when it came to social money, especially early on. I think it was
Mhm.
Connie that minted Hue with us that was kind of like the first, and then many people followed suit. And so much indeed back in 2000, like late 2019 or something, or middle, there were so many crypto artists issuing their social money that people started calling them art coins. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, definitely. I like that name actually. So yeah, I discovered like Raw through Connie really. Like at the time, Connie was super active on Scent. And I think it was Crypto Voxel. I was just building a gallery and I could see Connie was online. So I just, teleported to him to just spy on what he was doing. And he was setting up this first roll job. So I was like, what the fuck are you doing, man? What is this? And he just like explained it to me. And again, man, because of like online game, I understood the potential of this like instantly. Then just my mind started racing. And I think the next day I contacted Bradley and Sid, who actually had in mind to contact me about it as well. So they were true that I contacted them. And yeah, that's how I started with Skull.
And what kind of like I was always curious, what was the original vision behind Scala? Was it just something that you wanted to experiment and didn't really have a vision, or is it something that you had in your mind?
I
Um,
don't think any of us had vision about it. You have to remember that at the time, that was in September 2019.
mhm.
At the time, like Uniswap wasn't even that developed. Like we knew that Uniswap existed, but we had no idea that our money was going to be
Mhm.
listed on Uniswap, and then that it would be worth anything. So we just
Yeah.
went on. We didn't even know that it was going to be accepted on OpenSea to be tradable for NFTs and stuff like that. Like all those things are things that like Connie and I in a way pioneered.
Mhm.
Like we were the first ones to like be able to use a social money to buy marble cards on OpenSea, first one to be listed on Uniswap. Connie mainly, like I just follow, like he opened the way and I just follow for most of those things.
Yeah,
But
you were a trailblazer as well, just like he was.
yeah, but he's always like a few steps ahead. You have to give him that.
Yeah,
Nah, I
he's
love Connie also, but yeah,
yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
creative experimenting. But yeah, we didn't know. Basically, it was a whole experiment, and it just evolved with the scene, really.
Yeah. Awesome. And now you kind of like you have a big community. You have about what 1,000 members on Discord. You have a
Something
liquidity.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a market on Uniswap like close to $250,000 worth of liquidity.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like a community that's already built and it keeps being built and being evolved. And what it looks like to be a member of the Skull Network, as you call it in your Discord, and what it looks like to actually hold Skull, and what are some of the things that you can do with it?
Well, it's because you can basically you can stake it to get monthly skull rewards, and you also get basically holding skull in your wallet gives you access to my to different part of my Discord. And the idea behind the Discord and the Skull Network was to create a place for artists to share their arts and to grow together. Like it's not being like used a lot like lately, but yeah, it's like basically when I was growing up, I had issues to find people to teach me how to draw, and we didn't have internet at the time. So like, yeah, just finding tutorials or book was a pain in the ass, really. So my idea with this Discord is just to create a place for people to learn. Like, so if you have work that you want reviews, you can just post it, and if you hold Scale, basically that's the counterpart. Like, it gives you access to all the like tutorial videos and my personal help, basically. And my idea was to try to motivate more people to do this, but I guess that would be a work on its own, and I have to take priorities. So no, like the whole Discord promotion, like, I can't really take care of it until somebody want to take care of that, really. And I have to focus. I'm probably focusing more on art for the moment. So, and that's something that, like, I would like to what I'm gonna implement in the future. So with the new tools that I don't know if I can talk about that. The tools that Roller are working on.
Yeah,
It's still a bit
yeah.
secret, but yeah, I think that the obvious tools that are coming are the automated LP pools. For the moment, I'm doing all my LP distribution on my own, and it's a pain in the ass. And I think Raw is working on automated LP pools, which is going to be a lifesaver for creators with tokens. And I'm also working on a generative NFT series that are only going to be available through staking. Basically. So if you stake a certain amount of Skull, every month there's like a lottery. I don't know exactly the details, but like
Yes.
that's something that I have to figure out. But yeah, that's something that I'm working for the long run. So basically collectibles that will only be available with my social currency.
Awesome. So yeah, get your skull, folks. And on that, other than buying it on Uniswap, what are some ways that people can earn skull?
Basically by participating in on the Discord or any event that I like. We don't organize even that much anymore, but usually when I have big drops, I always create a series of events with this drop, and like the rewards are skull. But anybody that just comes on the Discord and help or participate just get tipped automatically, and that's something that right now we do that manually, but we're working on a bot that basically check server participation, and automatically at the end of the month we distribute.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know it already exists, but there are shit show those bots. So we try to implement one that works better.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. And
Yeah.
Skeenee was kind enough to kind of like give us an earn code to do a small airdrop. So for those of you that are watching, a QR code will probably appear about here. So just scan it with your phone, and you'll be taken to the Roll website where you can claim your skull with your Roll account. If you don't have one, just create one on the spot. It's super simple, and claim it then. Um, awesome. And Skinny, I would love to talk a little bit more about your recent drops. I know you had a drop with Meta Factory. You created a T-shirt that people could buy,
Yeah.
and they both get like a physical T-shirt and a digital wearable for crypto voxels. And you also
Indeed.
had, on Collective, which is a platform that recently launched. You had a card there, and if you want to talk about those as well as any upcoming things that we might want to be looking out for, please do.
Cool. Yeah. So the time I used to have my own T-shirt website, but dropped it because it's just too much hassle to maintain, really. And like once you get into NFT, you just get a tendency to take over your whole life.
Mhm.
So I dropped that, but I really like making merchandise. So it's been a while. I was in talk with Meta Factory. I had already done a face mask with them, and this is the first like last week or the week before, we released the first T-shirt of my minimalist skull series. In theory, there's like 5 more coming, but they're just super old school T-shirts, so screen printed, like high quality printing, and yeah, high quality T-shirt, cool design, and they indeed come with a crypto voxel wearable, so you can wear your Skeenee T-shirt in life and in and in virtual, or in the metaverse. And what else? Yeah, I'd like to continue working with Meta Factory in the future. They're awesome. It's a great crew. Well, you work for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely a path I would like to develop more. And yeah, it's in line with this whole idea of I like creating things the virtual world and the physical world. Like, I don't know. Well, okay, that has nothing to do with my collective job, but like one of my favorite pieces that I make are the one that I make with Maker's Place. So basically, I make ink paintings, super traditional. Like it's the one you can see on my wall, like over there. Basically, it's like that style. That's just 100% traditional, like fountain pen and paint brushes. But then what I do is just I scan them, and I basically sell the NFT of the animation. That's that's sent with basically the winner of the NFT gets the real painting as well. And if you scan the painting with a augmented reality app, it'll just animate with the NFT. And well, just to say that I like to bridge the physical and and the digital world, I thought that the T-shirt was a nice way to go in that direction as well. So just getting the digital T-shirts and the physical one. Right. So and the collective drop. So yeah, right. So I've been recruited by them. I think it was 3 months ago. Actually, it's a lot of money that just basically really pressed me to apply and join it because he loved the project, and it's an awesome project. Really, like I mean, I've been impressed by the level of quality that those guys have been putting up, and they created an entire platform dedicated to card trading. On the layer 2, it's on immutable. So they're the first one to create that type of thing on immutable. So you can basically trade your card without any gas cost and bring them back to layer 1 if you want to, or transfer them from layer 1 back to immutable. And yeah, so the card that like I was assigned to do is just a card about ourselves, really. Like I think the first people that were invited to the crypto 2021 collection were told to make a card about themselves, and then like the artists that came later just could do anything they wanted. So there's a bit of a lack of continuity between the later and the early artists. But yeah, so it's a card that I made. It's called King of Skulls, and it just retraced my my path in crypto. Really, they're all little Easter eggs to work that I've done. So it's like my burning of birds, the last one of my favorite pieces that I made for the NFT boxes for Pranks' NFT box with just a civilization of cockroaches. Like I included that in it as well because it's something that I like to develop in the future. And then there's my my crypto voxel avatar that I've never really changed. So like people really started associating it with me. Yeah, so it's just great to work with Collective, man. And I know they have other thematic drops planned. And I hope I'll be able to participate in those as well. So
Yeah, your card was awesome. I did have.
Thanks.
I was like super bummed that I didn't get the one from you, and had some other artists like Alolamani, as you mentioned, that I really wanted a card from them, but such is life. Awesome. So my next kind of like thing I wanted to kind of like touch on is a bit more high level, if you will. It's about social money. You have Skull, and artists and creators in general, but specifically artists, since you are an artist yourself. And how do you think? I mean, in your opinion, how do you think social money can help empower creators and artists specifically to be more involved and engaged with their communities, and also kind of like on a monetary level as well down the road?
I think it's all right. Just well, one of the main job of an artist is not only to create, obviously, but like promotion is super important. And nowadays, nobody's going to take care of your promotion. And if they do, they'll do it poorly, probably, and we'll just take a huge percentage of your profits. So it's your job to do it. That's because I don't know, I've discussed that many times in other podcasts, but like I try to dedicate 30% of my time just to promotion. And since I've been doing that, my art has been developing quite well. I think the strongest tool that I've encountered for promotion is clearly social money. It allows you to create contests, to do promotion, to redirect traffic like I've never so efficiently that it just doesn't compare to anything that I've done before. It's like it really gets people involved, and yeah, it's just I never had such a huge tool for traffic boost really. So just that alone to me is just invaluable, and any artist can profit from that.
Mhm.
Uh, then yeah, I mean, there's so many other aspects that I can touch on. Like it's I don't know, like it gives the opportunity to people that believe in your art and yourself to invest in you. And like I know like a few of my collectors like actually bought substantial share of skulls because they know that like well they believe that I will eventually become more popular,
Mhm.
and because also sell my art in skull, like so they're just betting on the fact that skull is rather low now, and in the future I'll put more work on sell for skull, and they'll
Mhm.
just yeah they'll just have my art at a cheaper rate. So just those are tools that are great for collectors and for me for production, for promotion.
Yeah.
So I say just that is just enough of a justification for any creator to get his social token.
Hmm. Awesome. Yeah.
And
Really nice to hear that.
I, I don't know if you, well, I could just, I think those are the two main elements that I see of importance for social talk. I mean, there are other ones, but I think they're more secondary.
Mhm.
But just the community building, like promotion boost, and a way from for collectors to invest in you is just yeah, it's awesome, really.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it was another part to your question. I think I forgot.
Yeah, you covered it pretty.
No. All right, cool. Today, I got a tendency to forget shit.
So awesome. Well, if someone wanted to learn a little bit more about you and Skull Network and Skull Token as well, I know you have a white paper, but where could one find about all of these things?
I think the easiest to do is just to jump on the Discord and ask for help there. Like the white paper is super detailed, but I feel it's a bit too detailed. I think I should make one that's a little bit lighter and more concise, and that's something that I'll probably work on in the future. But if you have any doubt, the easiest way is just contact me on Twitter, but sometimes I'm difficult to reach because of the crazy life that we live. Or just hop on Discord and ask a question there. And if I'm not there to answer, there's other people that can help you with anything you need.
Hmm. And
So
where can one find your Discord? Like in your.
uh, it's in my okay. I've got a link tree. Maybe you can put that.
Mhm. Yeah,
Like
I'll.
either I give you a link to a Discord or I have a link tree. It's basically link tree is
Mhm.
Skeenee and all my links are there.
Yeah,
Or
and
just on my Twitter. Basically, like everything is linked on all my social media. So
yep.
if
Well,
you
for
hit
those
me,
of you watching, down in the description, you'll find Skinny's Twitter, and there you'll find his link tree where you can find
yeah.
basically things.
Because I used to have a website, but I find that nobody actually reads them anymore. So I just like, okay, fuck this. I'm just doing a link tree from the one that you write
Mhm.
to social media. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pointless to do time on
Mhm.
those. All
Uh,
right.
Awesome. So yeah, last question, just to close things out on a more fun note. I have a random question that I want to ask you, and there's no right answer. There's no correct answer. So go with what you feel is right for you. So, if you could have any superpower, which one would you have and why?
Oh shit, man. I think probably be yeah, mind control, man. Because you only need this one, really. If you can control minds, you can control everything,
Yeah,
really.
that's
You
nice.
can make people believe that you're flying or whatever, man. Just, but yeah, I guess that'd be that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Mine would be probably to be able to freeze time.
Yeah, well, yeah, you beat me with this one. Yeah,
Awesome.
or go back in time. Yeah, anyway.
Awesome. Well, Skinny, thank you so much for stopping by Roll Radio. It was
Thanks
really
for
good having you and really be happy to be able to talk with you.
All right, thanks a lot for having me, man.
All right.
Had a good talk.